we don't know what we're able to do. Are we able to go to indoor dining, for instance? Or what are we, or what is a fully vaccinated person able to do now that they were not able to do over the last year plus?
Yeah, well, that's a great question, Rich. And the CDC has come out with the first installment of recommendations and guidelines what fully vaccinated people can do. And over the coming weeks and months, they will be coming up with more and more guidelines. The first thing is that if you have fully vaccinated people in the setting of the home, can now clearly interact without masks, can have physical contact, can hug, do whatever you want to do. Even if you have a person who is not vaccinated in the home setting with vaccinated people, so long as that unvaccinated person doesn't have an underlying condition that would put them at risk for a severe outcome, then you could interact together without masks. You could have physical contact. You know, one of the things that specifically is the example, what about grandma who gets vaccinated? Can she visit her daughter and her granddaughter who have not been vaccinated? And the answer is absolutely yes. So long as the daughter and the granddaughter do not have an underlying condition that if they wind up getting infected, that they could get a serious outcome. In other words, are they normal, healthy people? The questions that need to be addressed now that the CDC is trying to gain enough data to make a scientifically based recommendation is what can fully vaccinated people do with travel, with the workplace, with houses of worship. I think until they come out with guidelines, we would need to use some common sense about what risks we're willing to take. So, for example, the reason you don't hear saying, well, you can go out and go in any restaurant you want and do indoor dining and things like that, because that's going to depend on the level of infection in the community. If the level of infection in the community is very low, you can be much more flexible on the kinds of things you can do. But right now, just yesterday, there were over 50,000 new infections in the country. That's a very high baseline level of infection. So I think the combination of more people getting vaccinated and the level of infection on a daily basis getting lower and lower will then make it much easier and safer for you and I, and I'm doubly vaccinated too, for you and I to start doing things that we were a bit reluctant to do before, like dining, theater, and things like that.